Ads and I are tuning in. We're back with another AMA, and of course, as always, we have some important updates which you guys do not want to miss. So first up, we will discuss the Holders Frenzy, and that tournament is coming right around the corner this weekend, actually tomorrow. So we're bringing the intensity back into the arena after a weekend off, and it's your chance to prove yourself against the best. So whether you're climbing for glory, strategy, or just for some bragging rights, make sure you're locked in and ready to go for tomorrow. But don't worry, we'll dive in and make sure that you guys have all that information. From there, we'll talk about Brazil. So we just wrapped up an incredible week there on the ground last week, and we're keeping the momentum moving forward here in NYC. So we have some updates to our socials, some of the in-game assets. We have a powerful ad strategy that we're working on. We locked in some key details as well for our Brazil game show presence. So it's clear to us, BGS is coming up soon in October, and we have a lot to finish before then. From there, we'll talk about some exciting new news that is going to hit the app soon, our app notifications. So by the end of this month, you will have app notifications within the Reign of Titans app, and you will have these updates going right to you on your phone. So we're excited to test this, attempt to get some of those new players in our Discord, but we'll dive into all of that. And then finally, mark your calendars. This is actually the first time we're announcing this. We haven't made any announcements yet, but next week we will have a special edition of our Titan Talk, actually a Monday edition of our Titan Talk. RT will be joining us. He'll be leading the charge. Ads will cover what we will be, talking about on this Monday session and what you can expect in just a little bit. And speaking of that, Ads is right next to me. I'll hand it over to her for any opening remarks.
Yeah, just to, get ready for the Titan Talk that we're going to have on Monday. It's got a lot of information that I'm sure you are all ready to hear. I'll talk about what it will entail a little bit later in the Titan Talk. But busy week for us here. Things are looking good. We're feeling good. Sunny day, as Blake said, here in New York. And we'll go through some of the updates as well that you can just expect over the next few weeks in regards to the app as well as the in-app notifications. But we've got a lot of cool things coming up. Yeah, I think we're ready. Let's dive in.
Great. Well, Phoenix Wolf, I see you can hear us now. I see you're commenting on the in-game notifications. So yeah, that's something we're excited about as well, and happy to have you here with us. So without further ado, let's dive into the Holders Frenzy, which is taking place this weekend. So the stage is set. We have our Holders Frenzy, and it all comes down to tomorrow, Saturday, August 23rd, and we will begin at 8 a.m. EST. So normal kind of setup, normal kind of logistics here. We have 64 players locked in, battling for a $3,000 prize pool. And again, as always, these tournaments are the defining moments for our competitive community, so we're excited to see the battles in the arena. So over the past volumes, we've seen a lot of Titans rise to prominence. We've seen a lot of changes in the metas, strategies evolved, and this weekend will be no different. So again, it's a standardized Holders Frenzy tournament format this weekend, which means you as a player, you need to be verified. I'm sure most of you are now, especially as being our Holders Frenzy in our 8th edition of this. We'll be having a level 7 cap for all of those Titans. All scroll slots must be filled for each of those Titans, and you as a player will be bringing 2 Titans into the arena and battling these in some best of 3 battles. So from there, before I talk about the prize pool, let me share it with you guys here. We got a juicy prize pool as always. We got a $3,000 prize pool. Top 32 will be going home with 25 USD. The top 16 going home with 40. Top 8 getting 60 USD. Top 4, 80 USD. Our top 2 for our blocks will be earning 100 USD, and our block champion bonus goes home with 120 USD, as well as the opportunity to play in the overall finals. So if you're the runner-up in these overall finals, you'll go home with an additional 140 for a total of 260. And if you are the overall champion, you'll be going home with an additional 180 on top of that 120, which means you're going home with 300 USD. Not much has changed in terms of the tournament schedule. Actually, nothing has changed in terms of the tournament schedule. Round 1 from 8 a.m. to 8:45, then a 15-minute break before round 2 from 9 to 9:30. Round 3, 9:45 to 10:15. Block quarterfinals begin at 10:25 to 10:55. We got our block semifinals from 11 to 11:30. Block finals, which is when our streaming will begin, happens at 11:35, and then the overall final will follow. So excited to have Ross and Nugget with us this weekend. Again, streaming will begin at 11:30, but don't worry, we'll make sure to make an announcement as always. So excited again for kind of one of these last holders frenzies for us. We're really excited to see these best of 3 battles, these double Titan matchups, and as always, best of luck. This is an important weekend for us as well with this holders frenzy, so we'll actually mark the final holders frenzy that we will do for the foreseeable future. Over the past few months, the holders frenzy has played a crucial role in shaping our competitive scene and laying the groundwork. But we're ready to, tune into what is coming next, which we will discuss more of next week. So as we move forward, the focus will shift towards more affiliate tournaments and a revamped Titan tournament series. And these, as always, will further define the competitive layout for Reign of Titans. So make sure to give it all you got this weekend. It is the final holders frenzy. Final time you'll be battling with 64 players for a $3,000 prize pool. So best of luck for everyone, and we're super excited to tell you guys what is coming next. So Ads, I'll hand it over to you to take us home.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of questions that are going to come in now just about the tournaments in general after Blake just said what he said there. But don't worry, it's not the end of tournaments. We're just shifting some things. We'll talk a little bit about it today. We'll dive more into detail on that special Titan Talk that we're going to have on Monday. But don't worry, as we said, there will still be tournaments. We're just going to change a few things. So, Skog, you said you wanted some good news to start and some good news to end. So we'll see what we can do here. Yeah, Senki, for the moment, right? Because we're just going to change some things. As Blake said there, we're going to be focusing much more on the affiliates and then the Titan tournaments as well. So let's dive a little bit. You shouldn't be scared. No, you don't need to be scared. It's just we just want to give you all the news, right? Right, let's start with some really good news and some sneak peeks, right? We'll go into Brazil. So, we had a really strong week in Brazil last week, and the momentum definitely hasn't slowed down. If anything, it's actually been picking up quite a bit of speed going into this week as well, as we kind of solidify some of the items, aspects that we need going into BGS, and then everything that we're doing with Guanana as well. So starting off the week, we focused on the in-game items that we're going to be doing with the Guanana Antarctica collab. And we're going to share an early look with all of you on some of those. We're going to post it in sneak peeks. We're not going to delete it, but yeah, we're going to just post it there. It'll be fine. So Reign of Titans official is about to drop them in the chat. So take a look at them. We're very, very pleased with the outcome so far. But let me walk you through what you're seeing. So the first one that we've just put up here is the flip-flop weapon. So this is going to be coming with 2 new scrolls that are tailored to it. So on the right hand side there, you've got the Wrath of Mum, and you have the boomerang scroll art as well. This one we really like. It's pretty funny. I think anyone who is Brazilian, actually anyone anywhere, kind of gets the whole flip flop idea, right? So this is a good one that we wanted to show. On top of everything that we're doing with the scrolls. We also have everything that we're building for the Arena de Amazonia, we're calling it, which is going to be the new battleground that's going to be set in the heart of the rainforest, where you're going to be playing off against the Guanana boss Titan, Garu. So you can see here that you've got the arena, giving you all that a peek there. And then you can see on the right-hand side, we've got the new Titan that we are building. These items, though, that we do have, they're more just than in-game items, right? As you can see from the design, we've really spent time to try to craft and bring the spirit of Brazil directly into Rio, and make some of our players in Brazil, all over the world, have a good laugh at it as well, right? when we compare it to what we did with the Trident activation, right, we learned a lot in terms of how to customize and really make sure that we tailored to the culture. So working closely with the Guanana team has really allowed us to do that. On top of this, outside of the game, we've also made some progress on the upcoming ads that are going to be rolling out across TikTok and Meta. So this week we finalized the structure of how we'll talk about the Guanana partnership, alongside the delivery platform that we are going to be using in Brazil, Zay Delivery. That's in conjunction with the limited edition can that you all have seen that we put in and deleted. But everything is shaping up very, very nicely when we look at the activation that we're doing with Guanana. It should be a massive push for us in the region of Brazil. Hopefully we'll get a lot of new players. And we are very, very excited to be sharing that with you. We're already starting to see some of this growth. Tell us more about Zay Delivery. Yeah, I can talk about that. So Zay Delivery, it's a B2C kind of delivery app, right? So you can kind of think of it almost like an Uber Eats situation. So Zay Delivery is extremely popular in Brazil, if not the most popular delivery app. And it's the platform that we push our products through as ABI. So we are going to be working with Zay Delivery to actually bring our limited edition can. It's only going to be available through Zay Delivery, actually. But what's really great about the partnership that we're doing there is that we also have other things like outside of just delivering the can, right? So within the app itself, there'll be like marketing for us. So we'll have like banners, we'll have people pushing towards actually getting this can. And we're also going to be doing some promotions directly in the app too. By promotions, I mean things like raffles we're going to be doing. So for Brazil Game Show tickets, we're going to be doing some raffles. And we're also going to be working with the loyalty program called Zay Compensa, which is part of the Zay Delivery app, to also offer some rewards in exchange for some of the loyalty points. So it's a really nice partnership that we have with Zay as well. It's almost like a triangle situation that we've got with Guanana, Zay Delivery, and Reign of Titans. So it'll be we did it with Trident. We used a delivery partner as well. But with the reach that Zay does, we're pretty excited to see how many users we can drive from there. With this growth, we're also excited because our socials are also growing pretty fast. If you haven't already, make sure to follow on Instagram. Right now, we are closing in on 300 plus followers, all organic at the moment, which is great. But every post, every comment, every share is very helpful for us in terms of building a stronger community. And we cannot wait to see how this is going to be evolving. On the stand front as well, everything is looking great. You've seen kind of some of the previews of the stand. We're currently in the process of just getting the final dimensions, creating what we want for the actual stand art as well, to make sure that it showcases both brands in the way that we want them to, right? Whenever we do these kinds of activations, we want to make sure that we really have a cohesive and integrated brand strategy. So it's not Guanana and then you see kind of Reign of Titans separately. We want to make sure that they're integrated together. And the stand is really doing a nice job of this. So very excited for that. And then lastly, at the same time, we're also working on the addition of a Brazilian channel in Discord, modeled after our dedicated Indian channels. This is going to serve as the hub, as you can imagine, for local announcements, events, conversation, so that players have somewhere to go that's built for them in the local language, and then where they can get all the information that they need about Reign of Titans. So it's been a very productive week for us in terms of Brazil. Really made some strides. Feeling good about all the confirmations that we've had on both sides with Reign of Titans, with Guanana, with Zay. And as we kind of continue with this partnership, we'll of course make sure to keep showing you even more as the campaign comes together. But I hope you like those sneak peeks of those scrolls there. We got some really nice scroll art. Like, can't wait to keep showing you more. Farm, so gonna be loud, throwing out merch and things, big crowd. Yeah, it's gonna. Yes, it's probably gonna be very loud. Throwing out merch and things. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a few things in terms of merch, right? We haven't fully decided items that we're gonna have at BGS exactly. But what I can say is that we will have popcorn that is going to be given out. If people know about Guaraná in Brazil, you know that they have a strong kind of campaign which is around drinking Guaraná and eating popcorn. So we'll be giving that out. So we anticipate the queues to be pretty lengthy. Coupled with this and with the kind of gladiator pit, we think it's going to be an extremely busy stand. I think I was saying last week that we were told that they haven't had anything like this at BGS before, right? So yes, it's going to be loud, it's going to be bigger than AGS, and our stand is looking good. It's going to be, our stand is huge as well, so it's definitely going to take up space. Is RT joining at BGS? I bet big Guaraná team there. Yeah, the Guaraná team is going to be there for sure. We'll be there for sure. We've got some leadership that's going to be there. There's some rumors about RT, but you can ask him yourself on Monday to join the special TitanTalk, and you can ask him then. ABC, maybe we should do China next. Love the art as always, BBT. Oh, we have to farm, right? Every time we go down to Brazil, we try and practice a little bit more. All right, let's keep the good news flowing, right? As per request from Skog. So let's talk about our app notifications that we got as well. So we are so excited about these app notifications, right? It's been a long time coming. It's just been a prioritization exercise for us. But behind the scenes, the team has been working really hard to make sure that we have these app notifications. It's the next kind of stop that you see in our product roadmap, which we talked about last week. So very excited to actually bring it to life. So the notifications that we're going to be having, the in-app ones, are going to serve really as a direct line to keep you updated on the most important happenings across the world of Ireo. So you can imagine everything going from marketplace drops to patch notes to limited edition in-game events, items, tournaments, more. Everything is going to start coming through these in-game notifications. And one area which we are going to test as well is to invite players to join our Discord. And the reason why we want to do that, and very importantly, and why these notifications are so important, is because we know that we have a lot of downloads of the app, right? We have a lot of people, but we want to make sure that we can communicate with them, right? The way that we communicate with you, and we want to make sure that we have visibility into all of these new players. So really inviting them to join the Discord so that they know they have a space that they can come to is really important. So the rollout that we're going to have is going to begin over the next 2 weeks. So keep an eye on your... Yeah, for the moment, Heya, ads are the main source. So over the next 2 weeks, definitely keep an eye on your devices, and you'll start to see these pop-ups in real time. When you do start to get these in-app notifications, definitely make sure to give us some feedback on like the format, if it's annoying, if it's good, if you want some more witty things, more clever things. We always want your ideas into how we can make these notifications even more engaging. So your input is going to be very crucial in that as well. Country-wise, it is India. Yeah, so we have about 70% of our player base at the moment is in India here. Brazil is actually catching up pretty fast to that number. It was like 75% a couple of weeks ago. So it's catching up pretty fast. So I'm very eager to see what the numbers look like, what the spread looks like once we finish this one in our campaign. My hope is that it kind of evens out a little bit more, and we see a good kind of chunk of our player base actually coming from Brazil as well. One question, will it be optimized for phones? You mean just the game in general? Yeah, we're always looking to optimize the game, right? On phone. You can't select the notification that you want. It's just going to come through to your phone. Shenlong tournaments, I'm going to talk about like literally in a few minutes. But yes, they are coming back. That's what everyone wants to know. When are the tournaments going back? Tournaments. All right, let me carry on with some of this good news first, right? So we've got the in-app notifications, which are great. Do you have, what was the question? We do have the data of how many people have downloaded and the battle numbers from that as well. I don't have it to give it to you now, but we collect all of that data, yes. But we can pull that data for you. Hey, we can bring it to next week's TitanTalk. I can't tell you approximately, no. I'll have to go into the back end and take a look. All right, so I said at the beginning of the TitanTalk that we've got some other exciting things that are coming your... Okay, yeah, got you here. Some exciting things that are coming your way over the next few weeks, in addition to everything else that we're doing, right? So we have a new build that is coming out in the next 2 weeks or so. So with this new build, you can anticipate a new consumable graphic update. I think we already shared that with you. And it looks great, I have to say. The design team has been working really, really hard on these new screens to kind of raise the level of the game in terms of its UI. And it really does look amazing. With that consumable design, you'll also get 2 new consumables. You're going to be getting the ice cubes. So you have the one that is for 1 week, and then you have the one that is also for a month. And then you're also going to get another consumable that unlocks a free-to-play Titan as well. You'll see some updates that are coming with our keywords. And you are also going to be seeing actually it's already live, but we have a localized App Store listing in Portuguese. This obviously marks our efforts that are happening in Brazil. So right now it is live on the Google Play Store, and the Apple App Store is going to be following very soon. Sankey, yes, you can anticipate some balance changes as well. So Phoenix Wolf, very interesting that you asked that question about, is it unlimited? So currently, yes, it actually is. It is unlimited. We do have the ability to cap it, but for the moment, we're going to keep it unlimited. Just see how it works out with the new consumable, how people are liking it, and then we'll kind of go from there. And of course, with that app that's coming in a couple of weeks, we'll be working on bug fixes, optimizations, as we always try to do with every build. Then we have another build that will come about a week later. We wanted to split these 2 things. But the next build that's coming out, which is going to be in about 3 weeks, is going to have our tutorial in it. So you saw the preview. We are so excited. It's been such a big hurdle for us when we talk about this tutorial. But we've got all the recordings, all the Mystic voices in there. We've got all the screens. So we can't wait to get that out to you. And then you can anticipate a couple of weeks after that. So we're looking at maybe 5 weeks out. You'll see another build that is coming that is going to be including the lands and the lore, which we showed you a couple of weeks ago. So these are the descriptions and the voiceovers that are going to be happening when you go to the actual map, so giving it more of a use than we've had it today. A lot to get through on the product side, but with these new releases, excited that you'll have some new stuff to be trying out and stuff to be playing with. And don't forget that in the background as well, we're also working on the new website, which should be coming in the next month or so, and then everything that's happening with the tournament platform as well. We do not have a timeline for that here. The timelines that we have are the timelines that you've seen on the product roadmap. Outside of that, our resources are pretty tied up. It's that product roadmap is already a lot for us to get through. We can create one, but it's likely we won't do that this year, right? Because again, the product roadmap that we do have is pretty stretched for us to do, right? But taking your feedback, right? If we think that it's a priority over something else, then it is something that we can look at for sure, right? But then that comes at a cost to something else that we have in the product roadmap. Shenlong, just being here is already support enough. We get so much support from you, so it's great. Why is the app restricted in Venezuela? To download it with VPN. I don't have an answer to that question. Actually, why it is restricted in Venezuela? I don't have an answer, but I can find out for you. It is very important in the early stages of the game to increase in-game communication between players. Yeah, we don't disagree here, right? Again, it's like a priority in resources and what we can do and when we can do it. We don't have unlimited resources. We do not have unlimited people. There's only so many hours in a day. The product roadmap that we release is the product roadmap that we've committed to this year. But again, take your feedback and we'll see if it trumps something else. Right now, we do not believe that it trumps what we have on the product roadmap. Sometimes these things you have to also bear in mind, right? When you have a team that's working on things, not everybody has the same skill set, right? So it's a very diverse team in terms of skills. So it's not as if you can just kind of move resources around so quickly to work on something else. It really has to be quite well orchestrated to input these new things. It takes us a long time to get the product roadmap together because we have to really verify where people are, what they're working on, timelines for it, and then shift them to something else. And when you slot something in between that, it changes a lot, right? Because again, not everybody can work on everything. So we have to be quite cognizant of that. And I'll give you a very concrete example, right? When we look at the tutorials, for example, it's taken us so long because we have limited resources that can actually work on the tutorial in terms of being able to put it into Unity in game. It's very, very limited, right? So it takes longer for us to do that, right? Than it would something else, which we can have multiple developers working on at the same time. But hear your comments there, hey, and appreciate your feedback. Also, let's see what the also is. The team is diverse enough that you have a cat in the team. Like an actual cat.
We got a dog.
Yeah, we don't do cats. This is not a cat team, it's a dog team. Yeah, no, we don't do cats. I'm not against cat people. I'm just saying cat people should be dog people. Do you have a cat here? You probably have a cat. Yeah, you got a cat. Uh-huh. Yeah, we all know. Cat people, dog people. Dog people know.
Jackson's sitting here with a gun pointed at us.
Yeah. He's snoring away somewhere in here. Is it because it's like a dog? Is that why it's the best cat ever? Those are the good cats. The cats that behave like dogs. If they behave like cats, then no, because then they just scratch you. Yeah, RCS. Yeah, see, you're basically a dog person, right? Disguised as a cat person, but really you're a dog person. RCS, yeah, about the tournament platform, right? So we put on the product roadmap, right, that we're releasing the tournament platform in two parts, right? So we got the part 1, part 2. Part 1, I believe, was scheduled for the end of September. A couple of actually nice things have happened this week. So we have got the full kind of sign off in terms of the verification system that we're going to be using. It is 100% confirmed that we're going to be using Verif. It went through a lot of checks, not just by us, but by the company as a whole, that it's a solution that we can integrate. Everybody is happy to use it. So that's the first thing, right? We need to get over that hurdle when we think about the tournament platform. It's going to be integrated straight in. In terms of the development itself, verification of identity. Yeah, exactly. So if you've used Verif, Verif is actually integrated in quite a lot of things. It acts as a white label, so you might not know that it's actually verif. But yes, stuff is actually an important part there as well. Because not only is it like verification to say you are who you say you are, so like checking against like government databases, of course, checking actual like identification versus like your photo. It also checks things like AML, right, which is really important for us. It also checks things like VPN, right? So it also checks things like multiple IPs, right? So it actually is a pretty comprehensive solution, which is going to help us with a lot of different things. We're able to customize it as well to really work for Reign of Titans through an API, so we can do some of the building ourselves on that. Yeah, Shenlong, like it's really popular. I mean, it's the number one, right? Ideally, it would be random or with triggers. I'm not sure what you mean there, Haya, but in terms of re-verification, it is a good point. We also have talked about re-verification as well, and that is something. Yeah, you will do. There is a one-time verification, but we will be implementing a re-verification too, which will be like very quick, right? If you've already verified once, it won't be like the same experience. Yeah, exactly. We want to protect for like people doing suspect things in between, right? Of course, we need it when it's regarding to payouts as well. But in general, just coming into the tournament platform, we think it's probably a good thing to start getting people verified. Yes, triggers re-verification. Yeah. Yeah. So we probably won't be doing random checks so much as we will be doing the re-verification. All right, good, Scott, good. So the game and the tournament platform, they are, yeah. So they're somewhat integrated, right? In terms of that, it's pulling data from the game right directly into the platform, but it's not that you go from the game into the platform, right? That's going to be the next stage of the tournament platform, but it's pulling data directly from it. Yeah. That was the good news here about the cat. Do I have to verify each time I log into the game? No, so it's a good question, Phoenix Wolf, right? Because we want to make sure that the verification platform isn't about the game, right? Like the game is a free-to-play game. We want it to stay open. That's not the point of it at all. It really needs to be just connected to the tournaments and the tournament platform, right? So don't think of it as like a hurdle or a roadblock to just like enjoying Reign of Titans, right? But when it comes to the tournaments themselves, it may be that you will have to re-verify very quickly going into a tournament situation, or maybe it'll be a re-verification in connection to a payout, for example. I hope that answered your question there. There is going to be, it's not mechanical. No, but it is going to be facial recognition against ID. Yeah. Can we expect this feature before the main volume? In terms of verification, no. Okay, so RCS, you asked a very loaded question there, right? Let me see if I can break it down a little bit. So we've got this year, we've got next year, right? This year we're very, very focused on our expansion into Brazil, and then continuing everything that we're doing in India as well, right? That plan doesn't change. We've had that from the beginning of the year, and that we're not really looking outside of that at the moment. As you say, it is quite a lot to take care of, and what we do expect coming off the Brazil activation is a lot of new people, right, and a lot of things that we need to keep developing. So we're looking good, for this year. We want to stick to our product roadmap. We don't want to be putting in new features because it's too much for our team to handle. Next year is looking strategically next year is a little bit up in the air right now. It kind of depends on what happens with the activation with Guanana, right? Because if it goes well, which we anticipate, right? If we get the numbers that we believe we're going to get, then we're going to double down, right, in Brazil. And then we're going to think about resourcing directly in Brazil, or like focused on Brazil, right? The number of the people working on the project is going to be dependent on these results, right, that we get at the end of the year. Right now we've got a large team, right? We, for our relative size today and the number of users that we have right now, we actually have a pretty big team comparatively, right? When you add up everybody that we have all over the world, including our dev team, etc. So we'll see what we need to do next year to handle the demand. We are a company that will resource if the demand is there. That's what I can say. We have no plans to not be around, next year. That's what I can tell you, right? Yeah, we think we'll probably double down. I know that was a little bit vague, their RTS, but my hands are a little bit tied when I talk about this kind of stuff, right? In terms of what I can say on a TitanTalk versus the conversations that happen here internally. Yeah. Comparing to the first day of the project, how happy are you? I mean, this project it just looks very different to what I thought it was going to look like, to be honest, from the beginning, in such a positive and beautiful way, right? It was, I think we didn't realize the scale of what we could do, right? A turning point really was this year for us. Obviously, we had the mobile app that was launched, and then working with a brand like Guanana is a huge deal for us, right? Just to put it into context, some of you might not know, right? But it's not just about the size of Guanana, right? And the scale of the brand, but it's also when you work in a company like this, right? You have to get buy-in, right? The brands they work independently, from like ABI in a sense, right? They can pick and choose what they do. They don't have to work with us, right? They just did the Wednesday campaign with Netflix. Like, they work with huge people, huge players like in the industry. So for them to kind of pick us and say, yeah, okay, we're ready, we want to work with you, it was like a huge accomplishment for us that we didn't believe that we would get to. India superseded expectations just in terms of the community vibe that we have there is just unbelievable. The amount of support is just incredible, and then the numbers as well that we have in India really have been so positive for us. We get surprised, every day with this project, in terms of like where it's starting to pick up. We were digging into it a little bit, and we saw, like, for example, we have how many users now in Burkina Faso? We have like over 1,000 users in Burkina Faso, which is like so random for us, right? To be seeing these kind of numbers, this organic growth. To see this has also been incredible. I have to give a huge shout out to the team that has been working on this, like particularly over the last couple of years, because it has been hard. It has been really hard. The amount of hours that people have put in, I don't think that the community, I don't know if you can comprehend or really the amount of work that's been done. It's completely outside of ABI's wheelhouse to do something like this in terms of gaming. And with that being said, it means that you're constantly faced with challenges to get it done, right? But everybody has pushed through really hard to make it happen. So I am elated with the project as it stands today, and I'm extremely excited for the potential that it does, right? At some point you have to, we've over the last few years, I think at every year end, right, you ask the question, should we keep going, right? And we've continued to keep growing, and growing. So it's going and growing. So it's been a huge risk, and we're really happy with it. And the game is really fun. Really fun. How do you feel?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the biggest part is just seeing how much enjoyment everybody in the community also gets from the game. Like tuning into those weekend tournaments, seeing everybody, tuning into the stream, reacting to big plays. It makes this just feel so good.
Yeah. Like it is something special that we've built here. It's not, so often that you get to really integrate with the people playing the game, engage with them, get feedback. So it just feels like this is something that we've really all built together, and that's an amazing feeling. With the past challenges that we've had, do you believe that we are more prepared now in terms of bugs and game expansion? So not worried about the game in terms of not worried about the game in terms of like number of players that are coming on. The problems that we had before, not worried about it now. Of course, we do worry, right, as we start to scale. We do worry about the robustness of the product, right? Of course, because like technically we worry because it's something that's so new for us, right? And then we find bugs all the time, bugs that we didn't know that we had. And the way that we build it, right, we build it, really, really internally. So for sure, it is definitely a concern for us. We've had to really make sure going into this Brazil activation, right, that we're ready, right? We wouldn't have said yes. We wouldn't have agreed to work with someone like Guan and I if we didn't feel comfortable that we would be in a really strong spot again when it comes to October, right? So every day we're working to optimize on product. We're working to bring in the new features. Yeah, with the Brazil expansion, we will see a lot of people come in, and we do need to be prepared for that. And we do have some. Yeah, the first impression really sticks, right? So things like we have to have the tutorial in. It's like such a priority for us, and we had to build it in the right way. When we didn't have, we could have released it, right? But when we didn't have Surgeon, it's like, okay, let's go back to the drawing board a little bit. Let's make sure that we have everything that we need in there to make sure that we don't lose people with that first impression. Right now, we are still kind of small enough to do that, right? But we can't afford that when it comes to Brazil, right? As investors, I think we get scared when people going away from the projects. Yeah, we definitely want to keep the momentum with tournaments, right? And it kind of gets me to the last kind of thing I want to talk about today, about the TitanTalk on Monday, and really what it entails a little bit more. Because tournaments and our strategy are some of the things that we want to talk to you all about, and the NFTs as well. So we want to change our tournament structure a little bit, right? And we want to change it in terms of the amount of the size of the prize pools, right? And we're doing that very strategically for a couple of reasons. Firstly, it's very costly for us to, that's just the truth of it, right? It's really costly for us to put on these monthly tournaments. And we want to put that into resources, making the game better, right? As you can imagine. But we're not like doing away with tournaments. We're still going to have a good prize pool for all of you. But we just want to make it a little bit more comparable to where we are with like affiliate tournaments, right? Rather than having a huge Titan tournament every month. And the second reason is because, when we started the tournaments, it's supposed to be something that engages people with the game, but it's not supposed to be the only reason that people play the game, right? And especially as we go into this market expansion, right? We can't do tournaments at the scale at which we've done, like globally, as just the only mechanic that gets people to play the game, right? We have to think about other things like people wanting to play against their friends, right? The actual enjoyment of the game. So we need to kind of test it a little bit in terms of how we've been working with tournaments. We started with the strategy of like, let's put in huge prize pools, and then see if we can bring people in, right? Which worked to some degree, but we don't want it to be the defining strategy going forward, right? So the general direction is that we are still going to have our tournaments. We're still going to have a Titan tournament, but for us with the community, we want to just reduce the prize pool size a little bit, right? And then we want to lean in quite heavily to the affiliates, because it's a really nice, the affiliates will go really smoothly. It's really nice to be able to experiment when it comes to the affiliates as well. And it fits more with our strategy as we go into the tournament platform of other people holding tournaments as well, right? It would better serve us if we, reduce the prize pool for the larger Titan tournaments and then distributed that more with the community to also hold other kind of tournaments as well. The other kind of side of it, of course, is then what happens with the NFTs and kind of what we think about that. We'll talk about this on Monday with RT, right? But we're basically going to talk about the role of the NFTs going forward in game and how they're going to be like evolving, and how it's going to tie into like your ownership and what it means for you, right? When we think about the tournaments going forward again globally, it doesn't make sense to just have tournaments that have to have NFTs, right? We're going to be having to have tournaments that have free-to-play Titans, right? And I think someone made the point at the top there, right? You're going to be able to play with free-to-play Titans. They still hold a value, right? And that value is likely going to be passed directly to you. Again, we'll talk about this more on Monday as we kind of figure out the plan. But do not worry, if you have NFTs, you're not going to be like left with nothing, right, at the end of it, right? That's not something that we would do as AB and Bev. So on Monday, the talk is going to be at 12 p.m. EST. It's going to be a quick one because you just got a 30-minute window to have that. And we'll stay on longer, but RT only has a 30-minute window. We've actually just made the event live as well. So make sure that you RSVP now. So as you missed it, but we're going to be having a special Titan Talk on Monday with RT. That Titan Talk, we're going to be talking about the future of our tournaments, and we're going to be talking about the future role of NFTs going forward from here as well. So we'll be doing that together. Please tune in. Make sure that you join on Monday. We'll of course have all the notes for you if you can't attend it. But please try if you can to attend that one because it will be a good time for you to ask some questions, talk about your views as well. No, so Killer Besta, it's not so much in that the I wouldn't say it's that the benefits are being reduced, right? But we are positioning. Yeah, it will be on Monday, fine. So it's more that we're more positioning the role of NFTs and what that means for you as holders, and choices that are open to you, right, as holders. But the main point here that I want you to take away from here, right, is that if you have an NFT, you're not going to be left with nothing, right? Is the point. So don't worry about that. I think it's going to be a choice, Azu. It's going to be a choice on what you want to do, right? Ultimately, right, we can't just have the NFTs tied to tournaments, right? It's not going to be a it's not going to be a future plan for us. They're valuable right now, right? The NFTs, and you'll kind of see the value on Monday. And it's a conversation too, right? Like you've got a voice in this. So come with your opinions on Monday as well if you can join. I see several people typing. Yeah, I think many are going to join as well. No, it's not a bad news day, right? It's just a news day. Yeah, as you kind of hit the nail on the head, right? We're basically trying to answer the question to all of you, right? Like, how do you value, like, what is the value of the NFT to you today, right? And how can we pass that value to you? When would be the start of this to be effective? No, probably sooner than that. So probably from October. We're discussing it on Monday. Like don't worry about it too much. Yeah,
everybody's so worried.
Yeah, everyone's like freaking out. It's okay. It's all good. Yeah, everyone is in jam. I mean, right? You wanted this NFT discussion, right? We all needed to have this NFT discussion. What is the long term like vision of NFTs? In Reign of Titans, right? And how does that work as we scale? And then what does that mean for you as holders and the value for you as holders, right? That's the question that we're going to answer. Can we still get some passive income with tournaments? It's possible, right? It's a discussion on Monday. If I create a lot of free-to-play Titans, the team decide to put a limit on that, it is lower than what I have. Yeah, thanks Phoenix Wall for painting a picture that has not happened yet. But hypothetically, I guess you would need to lose some. Maybe depending on how it rolls, right? It might be that we work directly with people who have like way too many free-to-play Titans and say, okay, we need to remove some, and we work with you directly, or we like allow you to select the ones that you're not going to have anymore. Okay, what I will say to you guys, right, because I can see the tension that's being felt here, and I have to actually jump off in 3 minutes, but what I can say to you going into Monday, right, just come with what you want, come with how you feel, right, about the NFTs, come with like how you feel about passive income, come with how you feel about the game, and as I said, it's a discussion, right? It's going to be talked about from our point of view, how we see the future of Reign of Titans. But you're the players, you're the community, right? So you're going to be the ones who also have a voice here, as I said. Switching over to Web 2 fully, no more Web 3. I would say in general, we are moving towards Web 2, yes, out of Web 3. I mean, but we have been doing that. This is not a new thing, right? That we're trying to move like into Web 2 more than Web 3. And again, it's about scale, right? How do we make the game scale without barriers to entry, right? Even when we talked about, for example, when we talked about doing the split, right? The split of the app in India, we talked to you about this before. In that split, we envisioned that we wouldn't have NFTs in there, right? Because it's a huge barrier to entry when we start to go after these markets. So, take this into consideration as well. That we also have to think about how are we gonna scale this, right? With technology that is easily accessible for everyone. NFT is the last stand. I guess in some ways. But it's like you think of it like, do we like, is there another solution that is not like NFTs, right? Like maybe it has like a different kind of value, which is like similar to NFTs and has the same functionality as NFTs, but they're not NFTs, right? That's also something. It's being in the Web3 space is very hard for a corporate company. I know it's going to be so many questions. It's very hard as in a corporate company to operate purely within a Web3 space, right? The changes that we did make helping us move to Web2, things like having the tournament platform where we can pay in fiat, right? Huge game changer for us as a company. So in terms of direction, Azu, last comment before I have to go, but No, you don't need to start to panic sell. Yeah, you're fine. Direction, as I said, right? Just no, that so BBG, like don't worry about the value, right, that you put in as well. Yeah, don't worry about that. Again, like we take care of our community, right? That's, you don't need to think about it like that. For sure, don't think about it like that. Okay, last question. Yeah, I mean, there's like a bunch of things that we could do, right? Azu, there was one question that I was gonna answer before I have to go. What was it? Okay, I can't find it. So esports in India, we'll give an update for you next week. We didn't talk about it, Kilibesto, but we'll talk about it next week. All right, so make sure that you tune in on Monday at instead of NFTs, can we integrate Titan so that we can buy them on the Play Store or App Store? Nice, interesting idea. Yes, we'll see you on Monday, 12 p.m. EST. Make sure you sign up RSVP. And yeah, come with your questions. Direction. That was what I was going to say. Just to give you some direction. Just to, as I said, right. Just come with your view on the role of NFTs going forward, right? Just bear in mind everything that I've said in this Titan talk about, like how do we bring new players in, barriers to entry, where we want to make sure that we have like points of compensation reward, right, for the masses, not for a smaller group of people. And defend your side from it too, right? We'll give our perspective on what we think about the future. No need for lawyers, right? We're all friends here. But it's not a bad discussion, guys, right? And like, don't my like closing thing is like, don't worry about like the value of your NFTs. Don't like be thinking, oh, I invested X and I'm going to lose X amount of money. That's not the point here at all, right? And that's not something that we would do either. Like, we just wouldn't do that to you as our community. Yeah. All right. I will take my leave, but I will leave you in the hands of Blake to get your rumble going, and I will see you all on Monday. Good luck to everybody that is playing in the Holders Frenzy. See you on the stream. But that's it. Azu, you just kind of hit the nail on the head, right? We need to think of a valuable pivot point and turning point for the NFTs, and it's good for you. It's good for us, right? You've been asking the question every time you come and you say, what are we going to do with NFTs? So we need to talk about the solution together. All right.
Thanks. I'll join over on my audio in just a sec, everyone.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Bye. You good? Okay. Just kidding, everyone. I'm back. My meeting got moved to later, so I'm still here. All right, let's play some Rumble. Wait. Am I too late? 15 seconds. Where's the thing? All right. Okay. Get it going. I'm feeling stabby. Okay, we don't have a bounty. Who's our person?
I think we said
Yeah, jump scare.
Sankey.
All right, let's go, Sankey. Yeah, Blake's next to me having technical issues. So I'm gonna just. I just know that I heard someone walking near me.
Ooh. I'm back. That's right. Round 1 I died, round 2 I'm back. That's all we need. RCS killed Wysani, Blackfire died of laughter, and MHR is dead. Ads killed Light. D Phoenix Wolf has some water. Guy Phil committed suicide. I killed Bureau, and Julian then killed Soulmint. 17 players. I got a dagger. Shenlong has a pine dagger. Sankey is all good. MHR is back in the mix. And then I killed Sankey. Sorry, Sankey. I said you were all good there, and you were not. Solstice is fine. MHR dead again. Bitch did not want you in this Super Rumble. And D Phoenix Wolf then killed Joel Franklin. 15 players going into round 6. And Ads has a dagger. Janice is fine. I'm dead. Warlock killed. Who is that? Lohordre. And Ads stopped to smell the flowers. Where's that sticker, Heya? Ads is feeling stabby. Phoenix Wolf is dead. Abhishek killed Warlock. Ads killed Nero. Shanice is dead. And then Solstice killed Ansh Sharma. 8 players left heading into round 8. Ads killed Julian. D-Test Netter is dead. And then Ads killed Killer Besto. Ads is on a killing spree right now. Ooh, a little smack talk in chat there, too.
I'm feeling confident. What?
That was real time karma.
Yeah, that was annoying.
Ads is dead.
I mean, you gotta give it the talk, right? Because otherwise.
Ooh, there's only 3 players left. Round 10. Oh my gosh, too many cats. Sartorelli is dead. Abhishek killed Shenlong, and Abhishek is the winner. Abhishek is also known as our resident duck, the certified duck. So GG's there.
I did get the most kills, though. I just want you all to recognize that.
That counts for something.
That counts for something.
All right, we got our second and final Super Rumble of the day on deck here. Who wants it? I see Sankey. Sankey, do you agree with this? You're getting nominated, but nothing coming from you. Just a lot of. Ooh, man, that duck got kicked hard. Oof. All right, well, I guess it's Sankey. Nobody else wants it, so we'll get a medium loot box if you kill Ads, myself, or Sankey. Any of us commit suicide, everyone who is playing will get a normal loot box. And as always, if you win the Super Rumble, you get a medium loot box. Got just over 1 minute to join. We got 22 of you so far, but still 8 more of you in the audience who have yet to join. So make sure to head on over to Titan Games, click that little sword, and get involved in the mix. 60 seconds. 1 more minute. It's a good warm-up for the Holders Frenzy tournament. Happening tomorrow, 8 a.m. EST, bright and early. The Phoenix Wolf getting ready, preparing with some GIFs. Let's get some stretching, some pre-Rumble GIFs in the chat. Ooh, Blazwitch is in. Happy to have you, Blazwitch. We got 27 players. Still missing 3 of you from the audience. Let's try to get over that 30 mark. Ooh, now we're 28. 2 more.
Nuts.
I'm stretching. Like Nacho Libre.
I've always got my knife ready.
15 seconds. Sankey didn't join. Well, all right, Maddie, you got the you got the bounty on you. Sankey's not joining. It is on Maddie. There we go, 29 players, 1 short of that 30. We got a 2.5x multiplier here. Oh, Sankey did join. We'll keep it on Sankey here. Maddie's just trying to have some propaganda in chat here. White saying he's dead. Guy Phil's dead. Ads is dead. And Sharma's dead. And Queen has a spear. Abhishek has a dagger. Shanice killed Solstice. I had a calm day. And Aunt Sharma, the reigning champ, is back. Oh, actually, no. That was Abhishek. And Sharma is back in the mix, though. Chiku is dead. Biro is dead. Light has a dagger. And Sharma killed Julian. And Sankey killed MHR. Ooh, D-Test Netter is dead. Abhishek killed Ghosty Nero. I killed myself. Peckle is dead. And Killer Besto has a dagger. I need some cat gifs. D Phoenix Wolf. Fine. Warlock killed Ant Sharma. D Phoenix Wolf is then dead later. Killer Besto killed El Hordre. And Abhishek fell from a high place. Ooh, Phoenix Wolf is saying he's winning it. Warlock killed Soulmate. Light killed Savannah Stage. Killer Besto killed Warlock. Killer Besto killed Blazwitch. And then Killer Besto killed Queen. Ooh. Alright, get me back in here. Get me back in here. Mahesh killed Shanice. Mahesh is dead, though, by some piranhas. And Sankey, ooh, has a dagger. Ooh, round ace. RCS has a dagger. Sankey is fine. And Chiramax heard someone walking. Ooh. Sankey is still in the mix. Yes, Maddie?
Am I back?
I don't know where you've been at. Joel Franklin is dead. Killer Besto is dead. And Sankey is dead. That is a medium loot box a normal loot box for everyone. Sankey has committed suicide. Ooh, round 10. RCS killed Light. And then, cracked their head on a brick. Oof. Chiramax is the winner.
GG's.
All right, everyone. That wraps up our Super Rumbles for the day. Get ready for the tournament tomorrow, and we'll see you bright and early at 8 a.m. Ads, any final points to close this out here?
No, just join on Monday. Excited to have the chat with all of you. Get some answers for you all. But have a great weekend. Good luck to all of you in the tournament tomorrow. Do it all again on Monday.
Amazing. See you Monday, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.